Hello everyone, 1 second, let me just make sure this goes here. Go live, 1 second. I'm just going live onto Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Hello everyone on Facebook. Okay. And then, there we go. Okay. And then we're just going to put this one into here. Okay. We're live. Hello everyone. Look at that. Going well, and then it's in the right position. Okay, so this is where we left off last week's class with our sand texture paste used with red paint. So it looks a lot like embossing powder once done. It's just a little bit more coarse, which I do like. And now we're going to come in and we're going to do our Alice in Wonderland bunny. And kind of give them a little bit of a lighter wash on the inside and then a blue washer on the outside with just a few like diamonds coming in and around our blue wash of that color. And then I think that might be us. So let's come in and do this one up. So we want, so this is a 7.5 inch circle. So we're just going to come up to about 3/4 of the way. Once again, using the same watercolor pencil I did last week, I'm just drawing it. In. Oh, hello, Diana. And then let's come and use the 5.5 inch. So we actually used the 6.5 inch circle there because we did the inside, and then we're going to do the inside this one, which will be 4.5 inches. And once again, we're going to come up to about 3/4 of the way through to connect this one in the middle. So it is a little bit hard drawing over the sand texture. And then let's come in and draw our Easter Bunny. Well, not Easter Bunny, our Alice in Wonderland rabbit, yes. Kind of inspired by. Won't be 100% like. Which is just 2 ovals there. Perfect. Now, I think we should do the white wash on the inside first and then come and do the blue wash. So they're going to be both transparent, but they're going to just change the color slightly of our textures underneath. I'm also going to use a bit of gauze so then we can rub off in areas where we want that color to be a bit more darker. Oh, hello, Diane and Di and Diane and Diana again. We got all the dyes on tonight. Okay, let's get the white and I've got the blue. I'm still thinking between those two there. I don't really know if a metallic will do what we want it to do. We could mix in metallic with one of these. I can see you've got a beanie on. Is it cold up there? It is cold here, yes. I also have 2 jumpers on because I am freezing. But to say that I am wearing a summer dress because it's like my favorite dress. So, like, it's potentially my own fault of why I'm having to wear socks, beanies, and jumpers. Okay. I do have this turquoise one, and this is the blue. I mean, that's the white. We do have this turquoise metallic acrylic that could make a bit of a shimmer, but I don't think it matches. So we're just going to stick him over there. So let's come in. Put a bit of a white paint. You could also do this with gesso, but you would have to add a little bit more water with the gesso, just as a heads up, because or else it will be a little bit too thick and more opaque. I do things like that where what you loved. Yeah, and then add layers. Yes, definitely. Hello back. Yeah, it's definitely what I'm doing now, I can tell you. Winter's not my friend, but you know, I have plenty of jackets to continue to wear. I make crazy decisions about what we're underneath. So let's just grab a bit of white and a fair amount of water. I'm just going to start on the inside of here. Now remember that when you hit that watercolor pencil, it is going to activate with that white. So we need to kind of soak it up as soon as possible with a piece of gauze. Mum, where's your gauze? I'll get the container gauze for you. Yeah, kind of forgot to grab gauze before class. So we're just going to keep continuing on here. And we don't want to cover... Just want to keep the gauze? Yeah. We don't really want to completely get rid of all of that lovely stenciling we did last week. We want to just make it slightly lighter. Move this purple as we go. She's already got a sports uniform. Yeah. I might be bad at keeping the kitchen clean, but I did the washing. Okay. And let's keep coming along here. And then, so we just keep adding in the white, and I'm coming in along from the edge. I'm not starting in the middle and going out. I'm coming in along from the edge. I think next week we'll use the fluoro inks just as a heads up to everyone. We're not using them this week because I just couldn't figure out how I would fit them in without it looking like mud. I actually spent a lot of time thinking about it, so you know, couldn't figure it out. And I did promise this bunny, so to someone, I can't remember who, but I promised a bunny. So we're doing a bunny. I do generically keep my promises if I remember them. Okay. Just a little bit lighter in a few of our areas. And we got to come and do his ears. So let's just add in a bit of his white. Probably should have used a blue watercolor pencil. The purple one I just have sitting at my desk. For fun. And this can be really cool because you can create some really nice patterning with your bunny ears just by doing some really loosey-goosey brush strokes. And then we can come in and just lighten that center of it. I'm nearly completely out of white. Okay. So you can't really see where the bunny is at the moment, but let's come in with the blue now, and we'll dry this because everything needs a heat tool at the moment as it's cold. Very cold, in fact. Oh, hello, Tina. So let's just come in and dry our bunny. So we just added the white to make it a bit lighter. You could have done yellow if you wanted. It would make it like a bit more like sunsetty, I imagine, or sunrise. So just coming in. Right, there we go. Oh, thank you. They're nice and bright. I don't often use red, but when I do, I make sure it's quite cool. Like this sand texture worked amazingly. I'm definitely sold on it. So let's just come through. And just, so we want to add a thick layer of blue, and then come in and spread that blue paint out as far as possible. And then just come in and slightly remove it along the edge. And we're going to come and do this side here. And then just keep adding water to it a little bit. And let's just come in. Makes it look a bit rustic when we remove some of that edge.
Why don't you put the dressing gown on?
And let's just keep adding to our bunny here. Okay. And then what we're going to come and do is we're just going to dry it again. So, and now we can see our bunny, I think. Okay. I wanted most of the blue dry, so when we come and do the second layer of white, it doesn't mix too much with the layers that we've already got down, because we kind of just want to keep brightening up our bunny now. Then the next layer. And then I don't actually know if it needs the standout diamonds. It might, but it might not. They should have the M on the end that means NRL. And I end at the start of it means AFL. And then just keep coming through. Applying this white. I'm doing it quite generously in the second batch. So I do want it to be a bit thicker. We could have realistically finished this one last week, but that sand texture was not drying. It does take about 12 hours to dry, just as a heads up. So that was in Gladstone weather, and it was quite cold last month. I don't know as cold as it is right now, but it wasn't drying particularly fast. We left it a week because I didn't want to smush it. And I definitely like it not being smushed. Okay, now let's come and dry this one. Just coming in. Giving it a bit of a dry. We've got here. I just want to make sure that it is light enough now that when we add in our outline, it's not going to be. Just keep drying. We are starting to look like a bit of a crinkle cut page, but that's just because that we've used the heat tool. We let it dry naturally, it wouldn't happen. really patient enough for that. So let's come in and grab out this. 1 second. Favlo Blue acrylic ink. Get a bit of it into there. 2 squirts of that. And then I just want it slightly darker because when we spread it, it is going to be quite a thin one. So we just want just a little bit. And then an outline paintbrush. Just come around. And give it a bit of a fine outline. And then just keep coming around. Now I'm going to give our bunny just a little bit of shaping, which means just extending some of our lines beyond when they connect with the other line. And making it slightly sketchier along other sections. And now if we just grab our paintbrush, we add a little bit of white. Now our paintbrush is nearly considered dry. There's not much water on it, so it's just nearly pure paint that we're brushing into these spots. And then there we go. And now let's just try and get a bit of this medium yellow. And we're going to mix it with the white in a second. And we're going to do a few diamonds. So let's just come in and dry our outline. And those extra bits of white. It does make it really dimensional and helps. And a lot. Let me just lift it up so you can see it a bit closer. coming in and drawing those outlines. Now, let's lift up. Using our paintbrush that we used the white, we're just going to mix a little bit of the white in with the yellow, so then the yellow becomes opaque. Now, I'm not too worried about my diamond template because I'm just going to clean it and go to the sink and wash it after the class. And then we're just going to come in, give that. Didn't liked how it looked with the template. Probably should have drawn them, but I'll freehand them. What can I say? Five, and then another one here. Another one there. Okay, and now just coming in. We're just going to come in and clean that one up. Alright, now we're looking. And then let's dry that out. The smidge. Just keep on go. There's that one. And not coming in and exactly lining them. I'm leaving a bit of the yellow off on the edge, so then it kind of matches when we did last week with our other diamonds, where we had that yellow dot print coming around our blue diamonds. So it matches that a bit. And then this one. Just come add a few dots over this way, and then dots over here. I don't know what dots, like stitchings. There we go. And then I think we just need to add a little bit more red in there, but I think we should do it with maybe like a few. I'm either thinking red hearts or red teacups. I don't think the teacups will look any good. I actually think little red hearts might do the trick a bit better. Like just a few small ones here and there. What do you guys think? Teacups or hearts? Let me get the paint pen that I would use to do the hearts. I didn't use the paint pen for the outline of the bunny because I wanted it to be a bit more sketchy than what a paint pen would have given me. Also, we didn't really have a completely dry surface, so it would have destroyed the paint pen in the process. So there's that red pen. Which one of these reds works? 1 second. There we go. 3 reds, one's bound to work. Hearts. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Tina. Let's check which one of these. That one actually works. The phone works. One's running out of ink. Oh, I do like that one. Okay. There we go. Hearts it is. So oh shoot. There we go, fixed. And then oh, thank you, Mary. I think we might really be done. But I think we are done. I think I'm just playing around with it now for fun. Do we think yes or no? Like the only other thing that I'm thinking of. So let's just get this red. Just come in. Actually, I might do it with the red paint instead. So we can't. Small little bit. We get the tiniest little bit on our finger. This could backfire, but it couldn't as well. And just come in. And just A little bit of that. That. It's just coming in. I'm giving like a bit of its color back. So when it sits down here, okay, now I'm overdoing it. Right here. Bit of red. And a bit of red here. Right, there we go. Real good now.
Oh,
I'm happy. Thank you. So I think this might be our rabbit done.
That rascally women.
Let me go. So lots of layers. That sand texture is absolutely beautiful. I'm using our acrylic inks. I'm on my second set because I ran out on my first set. I used all my colours up. All the ink up. I did a few paintings in the last few months. Managed to fit a few in while doing uni, which was nice. But yeah, so there is our mixed media class for this for the last 2 weeks. So there'll be one bottle for the 2 weeks. The next class we have is Wednesday night, which is scrapbooking, and then Thursday night is card making in the weekly class group of June. And then on Friday you have a Friday Night Live, yay! And you'll have Mum. So the bundle and last week's Friday Night Live class kit will be coming up online very soon. I'm just finishing them off. And then, yeah, Nature's Way is being sent off tomorrow. And what's happening? So thank you for coming. And we'll see you throughout the week. Hope you enjoyed tonight's class. And once again, if you have any suggestions about future classes, or if you need to see any, like, we had a whole bunch of new products come in from Mott. So if you want to see anything like specific, like with the product, or you want to see that product used, let me know and we'll do it throughout a mixed media class. So thank you all for coming, and yeah, see you all throughout the week. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Bye.